Coming to you live from the rinks in Hop Hog. You're listening to the LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, or the SCHSHL. I'm Ryan Brannigan. Tonight's matchup features two varsity teams, both desperate for a win. Connetquot Sayville currently sit at 2-5 in 7th place. Well, they're taking on the defending champions, East Islip, who currently are in 5th place at 3-4. Should be a real good matchup. See if it has anything on the previous game we had here tonight, junior varsity level, between Longwood and West Islip. That saw West Islip secure their first win of the year. In comeback fashion, beating Longwood 6-5, it was a thriller. We'll see what this varsity level matchup has in store for us tonight. The goaltending matchup in tonight's game. We'll take a look. In all likelihood, we'll see warming up in goal right now for Connetquot Sayville. Number 45, not listed on here. Number 40 at the circles, Alexander Clark. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ice, for East Islip, Dario Berga, rather. Taking pucks in warm-ups as we speak. Other goaltender on the roster does not appear to be here. That is Patrick O'Shea, as the buzzer sounds, and we get set for puck drop in this varsity level matchup between Connetquot Sayville and East Islip. East Islip defeated West Islip 9-2 in their last matchup, whereas Connetquot Sayville beat up on Middle Country 12-4. That ended a 4-game losing streak for Connetquot Sayville, in which they lost 2 of those by just a goal. 4-3 to West Islip, 3-2 to Northport Huntington. If you look at the similar teams they've played, East Islip defeated Northport Huntington 8-6, while Connetquot Sayville fell, as I mentioned, to Northport Huntington by a score of 3-2. Their leading scorer for East Islip, Evan Lafata, whose brother plays for Farmingdale, Division II. Their goal leader, Logan Keel, for Connetquot Sayville with 6, matching Evan Lafata's total. Logan Booth Alam for Connetquot Sayville leading the way for points with 11, and Jack Dolson with 12 for East Islip. As the teams go to their subsequent benches, we'll step aside for just a moment, but stick around. We'll be right back for the first period action. You're listening to LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. And pardon me, we are back. Microphone on. Sound working. Puck kicks to the corner. Taken back here by the Thunderbirds. They look to get something going, but it's taken away. And East Islip look to work it free out of their own zone. Kept in for the moment. That's a good play by Freeland. Puck comes all the way out and down the ice. East Islip going to be on it first. Play to the front, comes to the back. Shot. Save made. That's number 40 in net, Alexander Clark. For Connetquot Sayville. East Islip have it in their own end. Trying to work it out. They'll finally be able to do so. Comes all the way down where it could be controlled by the leading goal scorer, Lafata. He'll send one across for Freeland. Freeland met by a couple of Thunderbirds, and they'll try to retake control. Doing so now and sending it around is Joshua King. Kept alive at the blue line. It's a good play by Elam. Or pardon me, by Damien. Freeland chips it ahead where it could be sent in by Dawson. Pardon me, that was Ryan Bradley. Bradley had it for a moment, lost it. Connetquot Sayville back on it. That's Rodiker giving it away. Now Bradley behind the net for East Islip. Plays it out to the front. It gets deflected and carried out by Connetquot Sayville. Moving in with speed down the right side wing was King. Easy for me to say. A save made in net by Barga. Meanwhile, Bradley dropped it back for Lafata. Lafata's pass back got blocked. He'll turn it back towards the goal, and that's blocked and sent into the boards where it could be played further. But Connetquot Sayville will get it out. Wagner. Shot. Just goes wide. Off the boards, out in front. No one able to get it. Wagner gets it back, takes the shot, and it's saved and held by Berga. Face-off coming to the left of the East Islip netminder. And once a solid face-off win by Dawson. Comes out. Recanello gets it back, shot it wide. Good passing between Recanello and Dawson. And we'll get a whistle. Fontaine is down. Went down for East Islip, Jack Fontaine. Recanello with Fontaine up front and Jack Dawson. And they're going to get a false start on the faceoff. 11:45 left to go in period number one. No score yet in this one. Face-off won by Connetquot Sayville. Battle in the far side boards. And skating free with it now is Villani. He lost it. It comes right back in deep in the Connetquot Sayville end. It's Mason Petrie behind the net for Connetquot Sayville looking for some help. Chips it up the far boards, but not out. Kept alive by East Islip. Shot from Freeland. Glove save made. Solid save there by Alexander Clark. Not many opportunities yet that were very much difficult for these goaltenders to handle here in period number one. Just over 4 minutes, or just under 5 minutes gone by in the frame. That pass to the slot, intercepted and carried out by the Thunderbirds. And a good keep in by Freeland at the red line. Prevents the counterattack. It's Freeland still with the puck. Takes it to his forehand. Now backhands it off the boards down low. Were intercepted and cleared by Rodecker. Not quite out, though. It's a solid keep-in once again by Freeland, and this time, surely Connetquot Sayville will get it out, and they do. It will not be an icing. It got deflected. Fired up the near side boards. Rodecker's there to slow it down and keep it in the zone for the moment, but it chips out. Barton the other way for East Islip. Barton drops it back for LaFata, try to get it back to Barton, but that's shut down by the Connetquot Sayville defense. It's regathered and skated in by Lawler. Back to stop it is Clark. Plays it for Rodecker. Wanted to go behind the net. That was taken away, and so he instead clears up the near side. Carrying in with speed there is Brady. Brady to the net, and he went over the net with the shot. Great opportunity for Connetquot Sayville. Their best of the game thus far, and King unable to hold in at the blue line. And now it's a foot race. King just barely going to beat LaFata to the puck. Meanwhile, it's skated back by Birdie. Not Brady, Birdie. My apologies. And East Islip bank it out. Riccanello. Headmans it to Dawson. Head fake shot score! Jack Dawson. 1-0 East Islip. East Islip opened the scoring on the rush. A beautiful looking play and shot and finish from Jack Dawson. And Dawson has it now. Played behind the net. Lawler to his partner, Damien. Back down low, intercepted by Connetquot Sayville. They'll try to work it free. Near side is shut down. They'll try it again, and now Wagner tries to work his way through, but Damien recollects for East Islip, fires up the far boards, and they'll get out of the zone. Unable to continue the counterattack just yet, but they're in the zone. It's not out. Resinello moves in, shot, getting just a piece was Clark, making the stop. It's a good shot off the stick of Resinello, and Connetquot Sayville going to ice the puck here. A little over 8:30 gone by, 8:30 remaining in period number one. Face-off one in the defensive end by Connetquot Sayville. Try to work it out the near side boards. Doesn't work. Now they'll outlet it in with speed. Hall moves in. There's a shot snagged out of midair by Berga. $8:19 to go in the first frame. 1-0 East Islip leading Connetquot Sayville. East Islip win the draw, but it's held in at the blue line by King. He'll chip it down low. Comes down low, put out in front, backhander opportunity, and Berga stuck with it. And East Islip break out. Sent back the other way. Only as far as Unverzagt. Comes deep into the Connetquot Sayville end. Played out by Rodecker. Now played by the goaltender, Berga. Up the near side boards, LaFata has it taken away by Rodecker. Rodecker starts it up the other way for Connetquot Sayville, throws a shot on goal. Pad save made by Berga. East Islip will try the far side. Coming in with speed off the bench was Tansey to make a play on it. Bradley has it poked away by Birdie. And now King settling it down for Connetquot Sayville, chips it out off the boards on the far side. Tansey try to carry it with him. Could not do so. East Islip will settle it down and reset. Resinello went down. It was under his own power, and he is shaken up on the play. Resinello comes to. Will skate to the bench. Appears to be okay. Looks like they're going to drop the puck. Moving in Villani. To the far boards. Good defensive play. Ooh. To the forehand and just missed high and wide. Connetquot Sayville unable to clear out. Dawson across. And now it's back on the stick of Reinhardt. Played it to Fontaine. Lost it for the moment. Connetquot Sayville. 6 minutes to go. Villani with Birdie. Banks it to himself. Chases it down. Plays it out in front. Nobody there. Comes back to the point. Thrown back on goal. Save. Rebound. Still loose. And they'll get the whistle as Berga settles it and finds it. 5:48 to go in the first period. Still 1-0 East Islip. Trying to get any assists on the first goal. Not currently seeing any. Comes to the back. Rodecker playing it behind now. Giving chase is Wagner. Paul Wagner. Played now behind the net. Try to chip it up the boards. East Islip's held in by Connetquot Sayville and now comes out. Rodecker. Banks it back up the boards from which it came. Taking control back. East Islip. Bradley moves in to his backhand. Now forehand shot just missed wide. Hopkins lost it for Connetquot Sayville. Lafada on a cross. And losing it there, East Islip. It comes all the way back down. Evan Lafada finds Bradley. Bradley lost it. Connetquot Sayville will try to take their turn rushing it into the ice. Hall lost it. Good play by Lawler. Fired up the near side boards. Held in by Rodecker. Fired to the far side. Haggerty. First on it for Connetquot Sayville. Tries to chip it in deeper. It's a good stop by Lawler, but eventually Connetquot Sayville prevail. Haggerty trying to chip it back up the boards to his defenseman, and it's chipped out and cleared by East Islip. Good hold at the blue line, unable to get it into the zone. And now the puck comes free. Chasing it down, King. Reinhardt steers away from him and outlets on the far side. That shot goes well high and wide. Essentially a dump in for Lafada. East Islip go to work. Hall chips it out for Connetquot Sayville. Caught in the feet there of Resinello. Now, a nice move. Dawson, but eventually poked off his stick by Haggerty. King try to chip it in for Connetquot Sayville, and it's Fontaine who skates back in his own end with it. A lot of neutral zone ice so far in this one. Resinello breaks into the zone, pass across for Fontaine, deflects into the corner. Resinello moved up the boards. Reinhardt is there, chipping it in, back in deep. Resinello to Dawson, shot, glove, save with authority made by Clark. Dawson already had one in the game. He was looking for his second. And Clark had other plans. Face-off control by Connetquot Sayville. Villani will skate it free. 3 minutes to go in the period. Villani chipping it ahead. No icing. Played by Berga. Resinello fires it ahead. Fontaine chasing after it. No icing. Good play, though, by Petrie to shield off. the forechecking, and a nice play by Freeland, but it's poked off his stick. Wagner tried to cut it up, could not. Reinhardt retakes control for East Islip, gets it up for Freeland. Freeland moves in, and it's poked off his stick. Birdie. Ethan Birdie. And Villani keeps in. One of the East Islip players took a spill. Wagner with the shot in the skates of Birdie in front. Another chance, save. Berga rebounds, still loose. And Berga puts up the wall and shuts out the Connetquot Sayville attack, keeping this game 1-0. Birdie with Beazle up front, and Wagner wins the draw for Connetquot Sayville. Petrie had a tough go of it at the point, but able to keep it in the zone. Beazle plays it around. Wagner put it back out in front. No one could get on the other end of it. Petrie for Beazle. Around. Chasing that one down, Wagner. And it's taken over by East Islip. And that one just missed the stick of Barton and comes all the way. That's going to be an icing. Face-off going to come all the way back down deep in the East Islip end. .135 to go in the frame. Haggerty to take the draw for Connetquot Sayville. Had it for a moment, lost it. East Islip breakout. Barton to Bradley. Bradley across, intercepted. Good back check. And a great play made by Brodeker. Head for Haggerty, just out of his reach. Retaken by East Islip, but they turn it over at the near side boards. Flicked out to center before it's taken back out. Massey chips ahead for Hall. Getting there first to break it up. Great defensive play made by East Islip. Comes to the far corner, under a minute to go in regulation time. Nice play made. It's Dawson with Bradley 2-on-1, and a great defensive play made. And another great defensive play. Trevor Rodeker doing his best to keep this a one-goal game. 2-on-2 on the other side, and it's broken up and cleared out by Berga, the goaltender. King chips that one ahead, looking for Beazle, Gavin Beazle. He'll forecheck Lawler. Lawler spinning out of him. And ahead for Dawson, who lost it for the moment. East Islip take back control. Nice move. Shot. Save made by Clark. Rebound. It's loose out in front. Still loose out in front. And no. Shot comes as the period comes to a close. East Islip that close to extending their lead to 2, but unable to do so. And that concludes period number 1 action. 1-0. East Islip leading Connetquot Sayville. I'm Ryan Brownigan. You're listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. We'll be right back for the start of period number 2. Welcome back to the Rinks and Hop Hog. Site for tonight's varsity level matchup between East Islip and Connetquot Sayville. East Islip leading Connetquot Sayville 1-0 on a Jack Dolson rip. As we are set for action in period number 2. It starts with an East Islip face-off win at center. Resinello chasing in after it. Nice step up. Good play there by Villani, but Dolson takes back for East Islip. Met with some opposition. He'll circle back in his own zone before handing it off to Resinello, who will fire it across the LaFontaine, but they're offside. .23 seconds gone by in period number 2. Face-off just outside the Connetquot Sayville end. Face-off won by East Islip, but it comes all the way back in their own end. Sort of played out. Looks like it glanced off a high stick. It did. East Islip refused then to touch the puck. Connetquot Sayville says, well, I'll touch the puck. But ended up being a turnover. They'll have to regroup in their own end. Petrie plays that one across for Villani. And Villani through the neutral zone with speed, trying to split the D. Dolson got a piece of it. Birdie with Massey there as well. And East Islip ward off the attack and start up the other way. Fontaine moves it in. Passes that one looking for Dolson out of his reach. Resinello regroups. Plays it out in front off the side of the net. Dolson had a chance. Did not get all of it. Meanwhile, the other way, Massey carries in onto his forehand and fanned on the shot. Just sitting there waiting to be fired. Beazle does so and missed wide. Fontaine the other way will chip it in and head for a change. King on it for Connetquot Sayville. Try to play that one to the far side. It was broken up. Petrie recollects. He'll fire it in. Round the boards it goes. And a battle. The near side boards comes out to Beazle. He'll throw it on goal. Berga makes the save. And now flipped out of the zone. Off the glove of Lafada. Back in possession of Connetquot Sayville. Wagner drops it to Beazle. Beazle had it broken up for the moment. Comes back to King. That's blocked. And East Islip outlet. Lafada foot race. Roddicker back. Lafada chipped it over the net. Connetquot Sayville fire it right back out. Wagner chasing Lawler. Lawler chips it away from Wagner. And it's regrouped and regathered by Bradley. Bradley comes in through the zone. Had it chipped off his stick a few times before finally it's out of his possession. King starts it up the other way for Connetquot Sayville. There's a shot pad save by Berga. Rebound kept alive in the zone for the moment. Now it's out. They come right back in. Working through a couple of checks. Haggerty pass across. Oh, Berga with a save. Beautiful pass across by Haggerty. It got on the stick of Nicholas Thidolu. And Berga was there to make the stop. And the game remains 1-0 in favor of East Islip. Face off to the right of Berga. Won by East Islip. They'll try to chip it out the far side. Resinello. Centers Dolson. Dolson one-on-one the other way. Toe drag shot just missed. Well, he's got a real laser of a shot, does Dolson. We saw it on that first goal. Damian prevents it from going past the red line and fires right back in for East Islip. It's behind the net. Fontaine decides to press the issue on the forecheck. Trying to work it out, unable to do so, and a much-needed step up by Petrie, but a chance nevertheless for Resinello. It deflects over the net. Connetquot Sayville clear out. Resinello right back in with Dolson. Now Dolson fires. Blocker save made by Clark. Petrie behind the net. That's intercepted by Dolson. Can't have that. Turnover in the defensive end. Damian for Dawson. Toe drag. Try to take it to the back end. Pass out in front of Rossanello and a great save. Now LaFada blocker save. Two great back-to-back saves made by Clark. Rossanello to the point. There's a shot blocked. Came off the stick of Freeland. Freeland back on it. Dawson. Some piece of equipment is laying there on the ice. I'm really not sure what it is. As that sticked aside by Clark. Back out in front. And it looks like Connetquot Sayville are able to weather the storm. And they clear out Petrie. Long shift for him. Period of the long change. Sends it on goal. Berga to Damien. Centers for Bradley. Drops for Dawson. Good step up and play made by Massey. Skating it the other way, Tansey. Fires that one, glove save, rebound! Covered up by Berga. He did not catch that puck cleanly. It went off the bottom part of the glove and dropped down where it could be played by an attacking Connetquot Sayville player. But alertly covering back up was Berga. Face off to the right of the aforementioned goaltender. For East Islip, won by Connetquot Sayville. That shot gets blocked. Pushed behind the net there by Birdie. Battle. The near corner, won by East Islip and skating it free Bradley. Bradley 1-on-2, gets around one and gets absolutely demolished. And it looks like we're going to see a whistle here.
It's a clean hit.
Going to the box, the player who laid the hit, Joshua King. Some fans questioning the call. Nevertheless, King in the box. East Islip to the power play for the first time in this one. Comes to the back. Dawson. Lawler. Waits to Rossanello. Now Lawler back to Rossanello. Turns towards the goal. Now brings it back for Lawler for a shot. Glove save. Clark rebound cleared out and all the way down by Connetquot Sayville. Stopped by Berga. And East Islip will try to work it back out. Dawson met with some resistance in the form of Birdie. Now Rossanello over the line with Barton crashing the net. Now stops at the red line. Lawler. Dawson. Try to pass one across. It deflected on goal and a save made by Clark. Both goaltenders have been superb here in this one. And that's how you get a 1-0 game. 8:35 to go in the frame. Minute and 8 seconds remaining on the power play. A couple of changes here late. Face off one and controlled off the bank pass, but out. Barton couldn't hold in. And it's Lawler back to Barton. Across for Fontaine, who will circle and try to play it back to Lawler, who's skating up the ice. Miscommunication there with just 50 seconds to go on the power play. That one too hot for Dawson to handle. Ends up being fired right back in by Connetquot Sayville. Rossanello has it. Plays it away from the forechecking Wagner. And up the ice for Barton. Joined by Dawson. Barton holds up. Played across. Dawson in his skates will stop it at the far boards. Yeah, now in on the circle. Wagner gives him chase. Played across. Little pass out in front, and they score! Nifty little pass work from East Islip, and they score on the power play and lead it 2-0. Looked like Fontaine was the last player to get a piece of that puck and put it in. And that's a critical goal to put Connetquot, East Islip up by 2. And what's been a low scoring and fairly low event game. Right back in our East Islip, and they score! 2 goals in 10 seconds. The quick snipe off the stick of Evan Lafata. 3-0 East Islip. And that's got to be backbreaking for Connetquot Sayville. A 1-0 game in the blink of an eye is a 3-0 game. Clark sends it back. Try to far boards, and it's out. And a breakaway to the forehand. Oh, what a save, Robs Wagner. Berga take a bow. What a stop on the breakaway. Wagner can't believe it. Freeland holds in for East Islip. Played to the near side, and a shot is gloved by Clark. .6:39 to go in the second period. 3-0 now. East Islip lead, and Connetquot Sayville had a real good chance to cut into that lead. But the East Islip netminder, Dario Berga, well, he had other plans with a fabulous kick save. Puck deflects out of play, and finally we get a whistle. Face off to the right of Clark. Face off won by Fontaine. Intercepted and skated out with speed by Massey. Massey ridden off to the boards, and it's regained by East Islip. Rossinello. Outlets to Dolson. Joined by Fontaine, and Fontaine has it now. Fires one just wide, far side. Damien holds in for the moment, but it comes out of the zone. A lot of the play in this period has been deep in the Connetquot Sayville end, as that was nearly a disastrous play for Petrie as he left the puck out in front. Now between the legs, shot and a save made. Rossinello getting fancy out in front of the net, and Clark shut him down, as we'll get an icing call with about 5:40 to go in period number 2. Connetquot Sayville have to settle it down, maybe hit the reset button. They need something to turn the tide, as all the momentum has swung in favor of East Islip in this second period. Breakout attempt unsuccessful. Good pass. East Islip move in, a shot, save made on Logan Barton. Another chance comes out in front, and Clark said no. Freeland holds in at the blue line. Still it is Freeland on his backhand. Now forehand pass across, just off the stick of Barton. And unable to clear it out are Connetquot Sayville. They'll give it another try, and that one is successful. Puck comes to the near boards. Played now across for Unvezakt. Haggerty now for Connetquot Sayville. Now Freeland. He's bumped into by Tansey. Creates a turnover. They're onside. Moving in to the backhand. Score! Joseph Villani. 3-1. Connetquot Sayville cut the lead to 2. Great individual effort from Joseph Villani. And it's a 2-goal game once more. Face-off won by Connetquot Sayville. They'll put it in the East Islip end where they take over. Dolson in over the line with Fontaine and Resinello. Resinello to Fontaine. Puts that one across in the slot and score! Dolson, the almost immediate response from East Islip to reestablish the 3-goal lead. What a pretty passing play that was. Dolson, all he had to do was tap the puck into the net. That was wide open because of the great cross-ice passing between Fontaine and Resinello. And it's 4-1. Connetquot Sayville need a response, and Birdie backhands that one onto Berga, and a great save by Berga. Great effort by Birdie to fight off the check and get the shot away. Meanwhile, Dolson and East Islip take it back the other way. Dolson, that pass is blocked. And Connetquot Sayville. And Beazle dumps in. Goes in after it. Gets there first. Plays it to Birdie. Try to get it back to Beazle, but it's too far for him, and it comes out of the zone. King to Rodecker. Flipped back in. Wagner to Forchek. Try to create a turnover. That's exactly what he does. Beazle plays it down low. Damien on it. Met by Birdie. Wagner with a check. And East Islip able to clear. Fontaine with Dolson. Fontaine goes between the legs. Backhand pass back for Dolson, who's able to forehand that one on. But there to make the stop was Clark down in the butterfly position. Meanwhile, Hall has it for Connetquot Sayville. 2-on-3 across the blue line. Stick save made by Berger. Flip back out in front, and Berger's stick got a piece of that as well. Fontaine the other way. Chips into the Connetquot Sayville end. Try to bank it out the far boards. Big hit there. Fanning on the shot. Chance the other way. Speeding his way into the zone, looking for help. Chips it out in front and unable to get on the other end of it. Once again, that was Villani. There's a shot. Score! From a sharp angle from the boards. Brady Hall. It's 4-2. Another lead cut in half for East Islip. A much-needed goal for the Thunderbirds. And it's a 2-goal game with just about 2:40 to go in period number 2. East Islip goaltender Berga caught a little out of position there. Probably also wasn't expecting a shot, and it was a good shot from the near boards. Beats Berga high glove. It's 4-2. East Islip take back. Control of the puck, look to put it in the zone. You know, Connetquot Sayville has been doing a much better job of exactly that, at preventing East Islip from really establishing a lot of zone time, and go figure, it's paid off for them. And here's another good play. Backhand out in front, what a save, rebound, still loose, deflects just wide. Big opportunity for Massey, just goes by the wayside, and Massey takes a big hit up high in the corner. Played back to the near side. Birdie takes it to his backhand. Try to play it out in front. Good defense by Damien, though, takes it away. Lawler plays it up the far boards and kept in the zone and deflects off of. It definitely went off Massey. I'm not sure which part of Massey it went off of, but after it went off of him, it deflected straight up into the air and off the ceiling. Minute 46. Left in the second period. We've seen a second half of the second period surge from Connetquot Sayville. They have momentum. I believe we're getting a discussion here of where the puck will be dropped. Faceoff going to be out of the zone, much to the chagrin of Connetquot Sayville and their head coach. And nevertheless, they'll try to break in. Hard on the puck, though, was Reinhardt. He centers for Dawson, looking for Resinello. Shot long range, blocker save Clark. It's in the crease where it could be rescued by Connetquot Sayville. Not out of the zone. Good keep in for the moment by Resinello. And then Resinello with the turnover. Sends it right back the other way for Dawson. Dawson takes it around the Thunderbird net, puts it out in front for a one-timer from Fontaine, and that goes wide. Pass blocked, chance the other way. Wagner, it's a one-on-one, and a great poke check made by Brady Reinhardt to break up that chance. All the way back deep in the Connetquot Sayville end with under a minute to go in the second period. Now cue the last minute of play in the second period announcement. Resinello, bumped from behind by Beazle. Connetquot Sayville take it back over. Played behind the net by Villani. Fires it all the way out, trying to get Birdie the other way. It's broken up and waiting for his teammates to touch up, whereas East Islip. Freeland forechecking hard. Puck comes all the way free. Wagner has speed. Wagner's in, shot, save made by Berga, who is in prime position at the top of his crease to shut down the angles. Adjust the clock just a smidge as 15 seconds remaining in the second period. Face off to the left of the East Islip netminder. Birdie on to take the draw for Connetquot Sayville. He's joined by Wagner and Beazle. King on the point, Villani on the other point. It's a stalemate. Brought out by Wagner, but he lost it. Played to the near boards. 5 seconds remaining in the period. It's chipped out of the zone. Now East Islip have a 2-on-1. Can they beat the clock? Across and wide. And covered by Clark. Whoa. Catch your breath. It's quite the period of hockey. 4-2 East Islip leading Connetquot Sayville. 4 goals that period. 3 belong to East Islip, 2 for Connetquot Sayville, which leaves us at 4-2 at the end of 2. We'll step aside. We'll be right back for the final frame of this varsity level matchup between East Islip and East Islip and Connetquot Sayville. You're listening to the LI Sports Network's coverage of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. I'm Ryan Brownigan, and I'll be right back. Second period, third period action. Of this 4-2 game, both teams desperate to get a win in the win column. East Islip 3-4 in 5th place. Connetquot Sayville 2-5 in 7th. As we get underway in the final frame, in the final game of this Sunday Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Good play in the corner, and digging that one out is Rodiker. Freed up for Burdett. Taken back by Barton. Barton tried to get it back. Was intercepted. Massey playing it for King. Chips it out of the zone. East Islip going to try to work it in deeper. Good job to hold it at the moment by King. They'll try the far side boards. Not successful. Comes to the center, middle of the ice, where it can be rescued by Burdett, who will backhand it across. Rodiker, and it's out for Connetquot Sayville. King takes it behind the net. Try to get it up for Burdett. It's intercepted by Bradley. Plays that one out in front, and it's broken up, and Burdett will start it up the other way. Skates in over the blue line. Tries to spin one to Massey. It's broken up, and now a 2-on-1 developing for East Islip. Shot over the top, off the stick of LaFata. And that'll stop play with 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the nose gone by in this third period. East Islip holding on to a 2-goal lead. Fontaine lost the draw to Hall, who plays it to the far corner. Taken back for the moment by East Islip, spun to no one. And Haggerty first on it for Connetquot Sayville, and the Thunderbirds send in. Played to the near side boards. Back across to the far side. Easy outlet for East Islip. Dolson had it poked off his stick, but not quite out of the zone. Holds in, try to pass that one through. It's broken up. And getting the red line, not quite. Brady Hall did not get to the red line before firing it into the East Islip end, thus the icing. Faceoff coming all the way back down to the right of Clark. Fontaine, Dolson, Resinello, the forward group for East Islip. Won by the Thunderbirds. They'll try to chip it out. Good job to hold it in by Freeland, and now it's worked free by Zell. Charges into the offensive zone, poked off his stick. Comes to the near boards. Should have worked that one out is Hopkins, or pardon me, it's Unvezagd. Comes out in front. Unable to get a stick on it. Hopkins had it for a moment. Now Dolson moves in, gets around the defender, and puts it on the stick of Fontaine, who just puts it into the open net. 5-2 East Islip. What a play by Jack Dolson. Put it on a fine platter for Fontaine. It's just had to put it on goal. Nothing for Clark to do. It's 5-2 East Islip. With time on their side. And they'll win the faceoff. And LaFata circling the wagon. Now Bradley carries in that shot, glove save. Clark, he'll hold. Just under 4 minutes gone by in this third period. LaFata to take the faceoff for East Islip. Burdett for Connetquot Sayville. It's kicked out by LaFata. Bradley had it for a moment, lost it. Rodiker plays it ahead, looking for Tansey. Instead, it's Reinhardt recollecting for East Islip, trying the far side. Able to bank that one out of the zone. Rodiker lost it to Bradley, who kicks it ahead. And Rodiker lost his stick in Bradley, playing it with his skates. Ultimately, it's Bradley trying to chip it in deeper. He's unable to do so, trying to carry it out of the zone unsuccessfully was Burdett. Spun back on goal and sticked aside by Clark. LaFata first on it for East Islip. And if you're East Islip, this is exactly where you want the puck to preserve this 3-goal lead. Lawler, too far for him, taken away by Massey, but he plays it to the far side where no one is there. And in effect, a turnover. And that pass to Lawler comes out of the zone, and so will he. Now across for Reinhardt. That chip ahead pass gets blocked. Trying to turn it the other way was Massey. He's unable to do so, but in effort, almost created a turnover. Now 2-on-1 the other way. Barton shot, missed the net wide. Massey lost it to Lawler. Now Freeland turns it over to King, who will carry it in. And just ahead of the play was Burde. King was moving into the offensive zone with speed. Looked like it could create a chance there. Tough offsides to take, as time is not on the side of the Thunderbirds. Down by 3. Just over 10 minutes to go in regulation. Haggerty carries in off the faceoff win from Hull. Shot gets blocked. East Islip bring it back the other way. Fontaine with speed. Try to split the D. However, good defense by Villani prevents him from doing so, and Villani will chip it out to Haggerty, who skates in. Fires in. Opposite side corner. Villani back on it. Puts one out in front. Berga there. Another stick save by Berga. Turning and firing off the boards. Back out in front. And Berga was there to make the save. Puck comes all the way down, but sputters, so not enough for icing on East Islip. Villani, good outlet pass to Wagner, who moves in with speed. Takes it to the backhand. Good defensive play, though, by Damien to break it up. Resinello carries in. He's got Lafata with him. Nice move by Resinello. Now it comes on the stick of Lafata, but a good recovery there by Rodecker. Now it's still Lafata who gets a shot off and a save. Turnaround shot from Resinello. Save. Another chance for Lafata denied. Solid series of saves there from Clark. Keeps it a 3-goal game. Face off to the right of Clark, or rather the left of Clark, my right. Rodecker. Try the near side by Zell. Try to chip it out. Lawler getting in the way. Poked free. Wickert lost it. Comes back into the Thunderbird end of the ice. Lawler back for his defensive partner. Now Lafata, that shot smothered by Clark, and he'll hold on to it. 8:20 left in regulation time. 5-2 East Islip lead, and they're doing a great job to defend said lead. Really limiting the chances for the Thunderbirds to really get anything going in both transition and offensive zone time. Couple of spirited discussions between the East Islip bench and the officials. Thunderbirds clear. East Islip fire right back out the other way, but a good poke check. That'll give Villani enough time to work it in. And he'll shoot, and a save, Berga. With the glove, good positioning once again from the East Islip netminder. Cutting down the angle on that far side circle. But for the Thunderbirds, at least now it's an opportunity to get things going offensively. An offensive zone face-off. Burde with Bizell and Wagner. Controlled by Reinhardt. Fires out near side to Resinello. Try to center that one for Dawson. King try to beat him. Dawson still has it. Moves in shot. Good save by Clark. Gave Dawson absolutely nothing to shoot at. Meanwhile, Fontaine fires one that gets blocked by Bizel. Bizel had it, lost it. Dawson shot, score! Defensive zone turnover ends up in the back of your net. And Dawson finds the space needed to rip it past the goaltender Clark, short side. 6-2 East Islip. And Dawson, who came into the game leading the way in points, adds a few more here tonight. And East Islip now look poised to get their 4th victory of the season as they try to make their way back to 500. Rodecker fires. Berga the save. Fontaine on it. Nice little spin move. Plays it back for Reinhardt. He was not expecting a puck to be sent his way. Reinhardt, though, dodges a few checks before outletting. Played ahead for Resinello. Across for Fontaine. This first line has done a lot of damage here tonight for East Islip. Dawson sends it in. Rodecker there along with King. King to Hall. Banks out the far side. Intercepted by Dawson, who read it the whole way. Freeland. Nice little pass between the legs of the incoming forechecking Thunderbird. Cross it comes, Resinello. Now Dawson, back to Resinello. Circles back. Toes the line before finding Freeland. Sends it down low. Back up high to Freeland. Puts it for Dawson. Now back to the point. Shot gets blocked. Back it comes and fired in deeper. Scrum at the far boards. East Islip work it free. Looking for space. Freeland on the backhand. Goes in! What a shot by Freeland. An impossible angle on the backhand. Somehow got in the back of the net past Clark. 7-2 East Islip. Pulling away in this third period. They led 4-2 heading into the frame, and now it's 7-2. And I think we're going to get a timeout. We're going to see a goaltending change for the Thunderbirds. Alexander Clark's night is over. Though objectively, I would say he had a good game. Made a number of quality saves and really kept the Thunderbirds in it for as long as he could. Nonetheless, we're going to see number 45. A number in which I don't have on the website. So Riley Hanley get some time making his varsity debut for the Thunderbirds in net. Going to close out this third period that has 5 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. We'll see how he does as he's tossed into action here. Bizel fires across. Villani out of his reach. East Islip reset. Burde on it. Good moves to his forehand as he breaks in. Can't get around the maul, however. And East Islip chip out. Across, Freeland. Wickert. LaFada fires back in his own end, and it serves as a dump in for the Thunderbirds, and they'll try to set up something offensively. Deflection, save, Berga. Great deflection out in front by Villani. Meanwhile, Barton the other way. Moves in, he gets taken down. Pad save was made, the rebound's loose, and there's the call. Yeah, you're going to have to call that one, and no matter the game situation or what, breakaway opportunity for Barton, and he gets taken down from behind. To the box goes Gavin Bizel. Power play. East Islip. Rassanello drops it back for Dawson. Dawson with plenty of time. Circles back. Back on the stick of Barton, just a little too far out of his reach. And now King. Met from behind by Barton. King thought he had more time than he did. Fires out, off the boards, and all the way down. Lawler. Hands off for Dawson. Carries to the near corner and hits the brakes. Feeding it to Fontaine. Plays it for Barton. Back out for Dawson. Across to Lawler. Shot pad save. First save of the varsity career. From Henley. There's a between the legs chance for Fontaine, and that save made. Looking good in his varsity debut. Barton hits the brakes, plays it back for Dawson. Dawson banked off the boards. Now for Freeland, that shot deflects wide. Back out to Barton. Lost it, and it's cleared. Time winding down in the power play. One last rush, really opportunity. Fontaine, that's another save made. And the penalty is over. We're back to even strength. Fontaine. For East Islip, brings it in. Try to push it on through, doesn't go. Another chance, no. Fired around the near boards. If all stays the same, and barring a miracle it will, East Islip will move ahead to 4-4. I misspoke before. They're going to move to 500. 4-4. They'll have 8 points on the season. They'll sit a game behind Sachem at 5-3. And for Connetquot Sayville, they'll stay right where they are, tied for 7th, or tied for 7th with Ward Melville with 5 points. Two wins, going to be 6 losses, one of which coming in overtime. LaFada, blocker save made. Played to the middle. Bradley, backhands went out in front, nobody home. In comes LaFada. Moves across. Shot. Blocker save made. And looking for it and unable to find it. Comes back to the point. Under a minute to go in this one. Last minute to play in regulation time. Lafata, one-timer from the point. Blocked by Massey. Held in at the blue line. Back down low it goes. Petrie took down Bradley. Bradley gets up, has the puck. Petrie will take away from him once more. Kept in at the blue line and finally chipped out of the zone. Bradley moves in. Sharp angle shot goes high and wide. Turnover. Chance for the Thunderbirds. 2-on-1 and a great defensive play by Reinhardt to put a stop to it. Read it beautifully. Bradley now the other way. That shot gets blocked by Zell in the last 2 and 1. And that'll do it. East Islip dominant. Dominant third period. They came into the frame up 4-2 and scored 3 unanswered goals to close out the game and secure that they go to 500 on the season, 4-4. And Connetquot Sayville drop 2-2 and 2-6-1. Oh, you've been listening to the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. I'm Ryan Brannigan. Hope you enjoyed. Stay with us throughout the week. We'll have plenty of more matchups and live streams here for you. And that's all I have for you tonight. Final score, East Islip 7, Connetquot Sayville 2. Once again, I'm Ryan Brannigan. Have a good night.